My name is Goldman. I'm the director and founder of Goldman Associates. Our firm has a primary focus on family law issues here in Michigan. And today we're continuing our video series designed to educate and inform the public. So please subscribe to our channel. Today I want to talk about domestic violence. As you know, here at the firm we deal with issues of family law, not strictly divorce law. We don't call ourselves divorce lawyers or custody lawyers as much as we call ourselves family lawyers. We deal with the issues that come up in your family. And one of those, unfortunately, in our society, domestic violence, comes up pretty often. Could be fueled by anger issues, could be fueled by alcohol or drugs, but whatever. You have sometimes situations where you have domestic violence. And when you're the victim of domestic violence, the question is always asked, should I leave? Should I get out right away? I'll get the call, oh, Mr. Goldman, my wife pushed me, I hit my head, should I leave the household? Well, you've got to make an analysis there of what the difference is between the conduct that you were just involved with and the past. If what you have been dealing with is something that is a brand new thing, and you deem it to be somebody who just lost control, very much out of character with what the person might do, but in an instant, there's just something, and the person just in a flash lost control and pushed him, but would never do that again, very apologetic, and you don't really feel at risk, then there's no particular reason for you to go and live in a hotel somewhere. On the other hand, if you have been the victim of a systematic pattern and practice of domestic abuse and violence, and now it happens and you're thinking getting divorced, whatever, you should not stay in that environment. Now what does that mean? I don't mean that you need to leave. I mean you shouldn't stay in the abusive environment. That means either you leave the environment or the environment leaves you. So it's one of those two things. It's definitely domestic violence. The police should be involved. And when the police are involved, they will typically remove someone from the house. And it will typically accompany a no-contact order. So do you have to pick up and leave because you're the victim? Well, you've got to sort that out based on what we've told you. But another option, if the police are involved and you can demonstrate that you've been the victim of abuse, they're going to ask the other party to leave. Now, that could be a good thing or it could be a bad thing. I can tell you, for each person that has called me and say, oh, Mr. Goldman, thank God you told me that. The police came and they took her away and everything's great. They removed him from the house and now I'm safe, beautiful. For every call I've gotten like that, I've gotten the other call. Well, they removed my husband from the house and now I just realized I got nobody to pick up the kids. I don't drive. That means I can't get them to school. I can't pay my bills because I wasn't working. What do I do? So it's a good question. And the answer is, you've got to figure all these things out in advance. You've got to know that if you get the police involved in your life, their job is to protect and serve. And if they feel you're protected by removing the breadwinner from the house, guess what? He's going to be gone. And there'll be a court case against him. And even if you decide you don't want to go forward or you want to come into court and ask that he be allowed back into the house, it's going to be weeks before you get an audience before the judge to be able to do that. So you have to be prepared for this. So there are consequences associated with getting the police involved in that way. Now, I'm not saying if you're the victim of abuse that you should refrain from calling the police. I'm simply saying that there is information that people need to have about what happens when they start that train rolling down that track. They need to know once you start this process and it's in motion, what will happen. Now, if you have any questions about it in your particular case, of course, reach out and we'll be glad to help you out.